The third thing that we want to talk about that has worked very well for us as well is partner relationships. So most people look at another agency and say, oh, you're a competitor, we can't work together. But that's not true. We have partnerships with over 10 agencies that do the same or similar things that we do. But remember, when you build a partnership with another agency, they might do 3 things really well and you might be doing 2 things really well, and it has to complement each other. But if you're really good at something, people will recommend you. If you have a base of 50 clients and if you do an agreement with another agency and they have a base of 50 clients, now suddenly you have 100 clients to upsell. But it goes back to the beginning. What is your value proposition for that other agency? Are you really good with paid search? Are you really good with email deliverability? Optimum 7, for example, our value proposition is that we run our own e-commerce operations, only generation operations. We're not just an agency, but we have multiple businesses in SaaS, in lead generation, in consulting, in manufacturing. So we know business side of things really well. We know software and integrations really well. What is your agency's value proposition when you're building these partnerships with another agency? Once you nail that down, then what you want to do is you want to start reaching out to people. Joe, what's the best way to reach out to other agencies to start building these relationships?
So again, identify where your strong suit is, what your weaknesses are. Be self-aware. Know that you're weak in certain areas, and look for agencies that complement your agency. Stay local. Write a good copy to outreach, and try to meet up with at least one agency a week. Make a list of 10 and make it a goal to at least hit 10 agencies a week. They'll be more than happy to meet with you. Again, stay local.
And you have to have the value, right? So you can't be like, hey, let's meet and I want to have clients.
No, absolutely.
It's got to make sense. You have to say something like, hey, I usually outsource this kind of work. Mm-hmm. And again, even if that's not accurate, mm-hmm. you got to say it. You got to say, hey, I usually outsource this kind of work. You might not have it, but it's a win-win. It has to be a win-win. Maybe the next client mm-hmm. that you come, you can refer it to them. You might not have a referral for them right now, but start the conversations, and the value is really important. If you have these meetings and if you are not an expert in something and you don't know what you're talking about, they're going to dismiss you. So you have to have your stuff ready.
And I also want to say, going back to agencies that are first starting out and how they can generate more leads. Agency partnerships are one of the easiest ways for up-and-coming agencies, young agencies, to start generating new clients, right? If it's really difficult to go after a client in an industry when you have no portfolio to back you up.
Correct.
And a lot of times, I would say 8-9 times out of 10, if you approach another agency and say, hey, look, I have this prospect that I'm in communications with. Can we partner up on this? Can I have your pitch deck? Can I have, some of your case studies to use? Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10, they'll say, sure, go ahead. Even knowing that on the backside they could get burned.
Correct.
They'll take that chance.
Yeah.
So agencies are definitely a good way for, agency relationships are a great way for young and upcoming agencies to get some leads.
Got it.